What's going on, everybody? We're going to go ahead and finish up on this, or at least get started. So right now I am working on the hair, trying to get that how I want it to be. So let's go ahead and continue. I'm just using the tube tool. Let me turn up the volume. I'm just using the tube tool right now and laying out all these individual strands of hair. I'm just kind of blocking everything in how I want it. So with this, I'm going to go ahead and go into the scene menu. Let's clone this. Get another strand out. I'll be moving everything around as I go, just to try to get it into place. Hey, what's going on, Robin? How are you? Super good to see you. I decided to go over the hair again, Robin, and I'm kind of putting it in a new way just to make sure that everything can go in properly and just look a whole lot better. Pay a little more attention to the direction of everything, and like I said, just getting it in there nicely, caring a bit more. I'm going to rotate this back this way, just a tad. What's going on, everyone? Welcome in. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. This app is called Nomad Sculpt. I'm happy to help you out if there's anything you need to know about it. I'm going to clone another one of these. Let's move this over. We're going to try to get this into the back of the head. Just kind of move this all right here. And as we come out the back, we're going to run this up. So it's coming out of here. Gonna look a lot better. Let's try to hide it behind this, or at the very least, if we can take this and wrap it around all of this. That way it kind of does one of these. And we can kind of let it come out here. I'm okay with that. Letting it come out this way. Maybe not be so spiky, but we can let it do one of those. Same with this. We can let this kind of come out here. I think something like that's fine. Welcome in, guys. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to go back in over the hands a little bit, so if hands is something that you struggle with 3D modeling, just stick in there. We'll go ahead and go through that in just a moment, and I'll help you out. Meanwhile, ask your questions if you guys want to know anything. I'd be happy to help you out, as I said. So let's look from this way. Let's get a couple more strands. This one here, I'm going to, oops, not mirror. I'm going to twist this right here at the base. Get this in here. Looking something a little more proper like this. We'll want it to drop a little bit more. And we're gonna want this to kind of drop down too. Probably a lot more so like that. Let's delete all of this hand right here so we can select all of this. We had that as a backup, but we don't need that anymore. We can just go ahead and get rid of it. Married, hey, Nomad Sculpt, how are you? Oops, let's go ahead and select here. Okay. So what I want to do, I'm going to clone another one of these. I want to fill in a lot of this space right here. So we're gonna bring this over this way we need to drop it over the other shoulder because we're not really covering enough of that. We need to make sure we do that. Why does this program intimidate me so much? I can ZBrush, I can use Marvelous Designer, Nomad though. Question yourself about that, Married. What do you think it is? What do you think it is about it that intimidates you when you already do something that is arguably more intimidating, which is what I find ZBrush to be? Perhaps it's because you are already comfortable in ZBrush, and so to learn a new program, it's a bit intimidating, and maybe it seems like not worth your time when you already know how to use a perfectly good software. So the question would probably be like, why do you want to learn Nomad Sculpt, and is it worth the effort it's going to take to put into it? Different UI, I think awkwardness of the tablets, yeah. So if the benefit of being able to do it on your tablet isn't worth learning a new user interface and isn't worth dedicating the time to figuring it out, that's something you need to question. Because why I enjoy Nomad Sculpt is because I can use my time extremely effectively. I sculpt on my 10-minute lunch breaks at work. That's how I learned how to do this. I can also do it on my lunch breaks, normal lunch breaks, and if my wife is on the couch playing a game, I can bring my tablet in and sculpt on the couch. So it's just super amazing for all these reasons, and to me is very worth learning a new user interface. But if you're always sculpting at the same place anytime anyways, perhaps it's not worth your time to learn, who knows? But I don't know, it's something you need a question of, like, why would you do it in the first place? And it's probably, if it's super intimidating, my guess would be is that, like, maybe you're just comfortable where you're at with ZBrush. And that's not a good or a bad thing, it's, it's just a thing. And then you'll have to judge for yourself what you want to do. I personally find this user interface to be extremely friendly, but this is like my first software really using, you know what I mean? So this is what I had to learn on. So it's probably not quite so fair. Do you only validate shapes when you're ready to add detail? Miyokoi, that's how I do it. I don't validate until I'm very, very certain that I've made all the changes I want to make, because before you validate, you can do a couple of very useful things. For example, for the tube tool, there you can do a million things. So I can edit all my points, bring them where I want. I can change the radius of it. I can twist it. I can even make it spiral if I want to. So I can even like make it spiral, etc. So there's all kinds of stuff that you can do, but once you validate, you lose all of those options. I can't undo. For some reason, that was a bug. Yeah, but once you validate, you lose all those options. So I tend to wait. Yes. course. Absolutely no problem, Neokoi. I'm gonna make these a little less sharp. And I think I want to try to make them do just a little bit more for me. I want to try to make these just a little more expressive. I think that's good. I want to get a couple more strands that come out over this way. So let's clone this. We're going to clone this shape. And did I clone it? I didn't clone it. So let's clone this one. And let's bring this up over here. We're going to come out from right here. And we're going to make it very flowy. In fact, let's make it come down this way. Almost reminds me of Storm a little bit, the way the hair is flowing. I'm gonna bring that up. And once we validate to add in all those details, Neokoi, we can go ahead and adding a lot of creasing is gonna make a lot of individual strands, and that's gonna look super nice. It's gonna look very, very good. Thank you so much, by the way, for sharing the live stream. I really appreciate that. It helps out more than you know. Okay, I don't want to overdo this, but I like that. We could also, once we validate, we can take the drag tool and we can just drag a couple strands off and let them do their own thing. Always a lot we can do. I like the idea of what we're doing here, making these kind of layer out. I'm gonna add a sphere underneath just to tie all of the hair together to make sure when we 3D print, because this will be 3D printable, we're gonna make sure there's no holes or voids anywhere. So we'll need to be very careful of that. I'm kind of thinking a little tighter to the head. No, I don't like what we just did. I like that. That's good. I want to clone this. We need another one off of here. So basically we need to just take this and bring this up without overdoing it. Making sure to make it touch, I think. Just to keep it simple. Perhaps make this come up right here. Maybe not. Maybe we like it just like that. Okay. Let's experiment. I want these to come up, but it's not looking right to me. You tell me what you think. Anybody in here, tell me what you think. I think we should maybe make them touch a little bit more and not be so sticking off the head. I think they need to just be a little more subtly sticking off. Maybe a lot more subtly. Neokoi, thank you so much for sharing the live stream. Again, I appreciate it. Maybe make the fingers a little bit longer. Jolly, okay. I'll do that for sure. In fact, we'll take just a slight break from the hair to do that. Yeah, we'll take just a slight break to do that. So fingers just a little bit longer. Are you sure? I don't know about that. You could be right. The thumb needs to be a little thicker. So if we want to pay a little attention to this, let's go ahead and thicken up the thumb. Just a little. Was that too much? That might have been too much. Thicker at the base. Let's take the drag tool on this. Let's make the index just slightly longer. Let's drag the middle finger here. Let's drag that out. We'll make it kind of hugging the bowl. I don't think I want it to stick over. We need to undo that. It's starting to look a little weird. So let's just try propping it up. We like that. Let's just try propping it up. So we're gonna take this and drag it up. Let's try moving instead of dragging. Slight distinction. Alright, so, whoops, we don't want to move the rest of the fingers there. We just want to move this. But I don't want to necessarily have to mask everything off. So we'll leave it like that. Okay, let's try to move this out. Probably roughly right. And if that's the case, the pinky kind of needs to come in a little. But the start of the pinky also needs to come in. Let's go ahead and smooth this out. Make these look right. we'll start there. We're gonna have to add fingernails. We're also gonna have to add vines all the way around. So maybe we can start with some vines. Let's use the tube tool for this with the path option. Let's just go ahead and lay some of this out. This might help. So if I use the snapping function and bring this over here, we're gonna snap this to the body so that it can adhere properly. Looks like we're gonna have to turn B-spline off. We're gonna make these vines all different sizes. So we're gonna play with the radius a lot. We're gonna make this kind of tucked right in here, and then this is gonna disappear. Actually, maybe we'll make it wrap around. So let's go here. Let's go something like that. We're gonna make this come to the base right here. This program is called Nomad Sculpt Flow. Did you try the quad remesher? Yes, I did, Robin. It works extremely well. So like if you wanted to just drastically reduce the polygons on these, like look at this, and still hold really good resolution, so we can use quad remesher. Let's remesh this. We have quite a bit of detail. So let's go to 20,000. Let me save this because I'm having problems right now with undoing, and I don't want to get stuck with a quad remesh on accident. So let's remesh to 20,000 quads. It does a pretty decent job, especially if you play with all the settings, but I don't want to do that right now. But I mean, look at that. That is insane, quite honestly. And it's still really good quality. Even if you stuck with this, you're going from 241,000 polygons to 19,000. It's absurd. And then you could go into your voxel menu and you could multi-resolution subdivide this because it's clean geometry. And now look, we just went from 270,000 to like not that much, 79,000. It's pretty insane. It works very well. It's also cleaner geometry. Oh wow. The polygroups automatically polygrouped the wrist, the fingers, and the wrist. The hand, the fingers, and the wrist. That's kind of insane. I'm almost tempted to just leave it there. Guess I don't see why I wouldn't. We could always subdivide again too and make it even cleaner. But we'll stay with low polygons for the time being. Okay, so we're kind of looking at these thin vines here. These are thin at the start. So let's go into the tube radius. Let's make this skinny here. And it can get thicker as it goes. And we want to look. Yeah, they're just vines all over, going every which way. So that is exactly what we are going to do. We're just going to make sure we're hugging all of these shapes, which it looks like we are. We're going to turn snapping off, and let's hide this right here into the bowl. We can clone, we're not gonna do too many of these right now. I'm I'm not gonna bore you guys like that. Actually, you know what we can do? Let me try. I'm trying to think how to do this in a quick way. So let's try clicking on the bowl. Go into the scene menu. Let's add a radial repeater. Okay, that's not what I want. So I need to figure out, if somebody knows, I need to figure out how to add a radial repeater and get the position to be right here. I could also just maybe remember the translation right here. So if I just copy these, I might be able to copy them. So if I add a radial repeater and I make the translation for that radial repeater 0.0208 to start. So 0.0208. I don't know how else to do this. 0.0208. There might be an easier way, but if there is, I don't know it. Hold on, we want just the radial repeater. 0.0208. Okay, now we want negative 0.6186. So we want negative 0.6186. I think that was right. 0.6186. Let's double check. Okay, negative 0.6186. Let's double check. No. Just the radial repeater. Negative 0.6186. This will be worth it, just watch. Negative 0.6186. I don't think it's gonna work. And then 0.6585. Okay. Alright, so we got our radial repeater there. Let's take our lathe outside of the radial repeater. And it moved. It should have kept its orientation, but it didn't. Alright. So what I'm trying to do, I want a radial repeater that has the exact same orientation of this gizmo tool here, and then I want to add a radial repeater for a tube tool around this so that we can just bypass making thousands of these and just repeat them all the way. But now what I need is that radial repeater to be perfectly center with this. So let's try one more method, and if this doesn't work, I'm going to just take a break on it until I can figure that out. Okay, let's try taking the lathe outside of the radial. Let's try 0.20082. Okay. So 0.2082. There's one. Okay, now we need negative 6186. Okay, and last one, we need 6585. Okay, that worked. Watch. So now what we're gonna do, under this radial repeater, we're going to add a tube tool with a path option. So now when we add this, do you see what's happening now? It's perfect to this. And we're gonna make very quick work of this. We're gonna go into that radial. We're going to add the number way up. Let's just start at 15. And go into that tube tool, make these skinnier. Snapping is turned on. And this is just a start. We'll go in and we'll make these subtly different after this, but yeah, this is Nomad Sculpt. It's on iOS and Android. It is a $15 app, one-time payment, but yes, it is super, super, super worth it. What's going on, Laced Up Rugs? How are you? There we go. Caught up on chat. Sorry about that. I was trying to figure that out very intently. This is what we're working on. This is going to be a flower holder. Wyatt, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. But yeah, this is going to be like a planter. Okay. Watching a bunch of your videos, would love to continue to get into sculpting. That would be awesome, Laced Up Rugs. And if you ever need help, just reach out. You know where to reach me. I'll help you out as much as I can. You know. Alright, so I want to add a few more of these. Let's clone this again. Let's just kind of move these over. And we will definitely go in and separately move these around. We don't want these to be all the same. We want them to cross over and do all kinds of stuff. But this is just a start. That way we don't have to make so many separate strands. We won't want to do that. We're gonna make one more. I think we'll make one more. Yeah, let's do just one more. We'll move this over some. Now I can take this radial repeater. I'm actually gonna clone the radial repeater because I want to keep an extra just in case we want to do something else to that. And then we're gonna not join. We're gonna uninstance when we validate this. Now what can happen is each one of these work independently, which is amazing. I saw someone make these 3D printed Pokemon wall art, and I would love to learn so I can do that. Specific Pokemon I'm interested in. Laced Up Rugs did, was it like, how do I say this? Was it like an image, like a painting basically, that was 3D printed, or was it like a 3D piece? Either way, that would be awesome. I've got to show you some Pokemon stuff me and my wife have done. We used to make like terrariums. Hey Google, turn on ceiling lights.
Sorry, it looks like the ceiling light isn't available right now.
I'll show you two. Here's a Pikachu. Hey Google, turn on ceiling lights. pretty sure it was a 3D freeze. I will send you a photo. Okay, sounds good. So here's a Pikachu, and here's an
Sorry,
Eevee.
it looks like the ceiling light isn't available right now.
Okay, well, that's not gonna work, so. There's lights in these. Let me show you. Here we go. It's gonna, it looks like it's not focusing. It's not gonna expose. Hey Google, turn on ceiling lights.
Sorry, it looks like the
Yeah, it
ceiling
doesn't
light
work
isn't
yet.
available right now.
You can kind of get it. You see. If you send me something on Messenger, I'll show you with better lighting. Alright, so let's move some of these around. We want to definitely play with multiple radius, at least 2 points. We want it thicker here. No, let's do 3. Yeah, let's do it skinnier at the start. We'll kind of make it thicker up here. I'd like for this to kind of wrap over here around the arm, and maybe we could go up the palm. I might make this go up the fingers as well. I just think it would look good, kind of raveling around the fingers. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it would look nice. Billy, long time no see. This looks amazing. Thank you so much, Cherry Gar. How are you? Been a very long time. Taylor, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. So happy to have you here. Hope you enjoy the live stream. Yeah, it's been a while. Appreciate the kind words. Let's make this come over here. Let's make this go into the bowl. Procreate, I'm doing so good, Jerry. I really am. I'm doing very well. I'm out. Keep it up. Amazing work. Thank you so much, Laced Up. Procreate and all of my business files got deleted because my iPad crashed. I'm so sorry, Jerry. Oh man, that's awful. I'm so sorry. That really sucks. I couldn't imagine, quite honestly. I don't have anything backed up. It would really suck if I lost everything here on Nomad. Oh, this is gonna be sick. What's going on, Slam? How are you? This is gonna be a planter. yeah, it's gonna take a while. It'll be nice though. It's gonna take me quite a bit. That's okay. I just finished a couple things. I did this mask as a commission for somebody, so I just finished this up. I've got it somewhere. I've been good. I've been very, very well. And then I just did these dragon bookends. I posted these on my personal Facebook. Hold on, that's well, my personal Facebook, but it is a public account. Here we go. Dragon bookends. Oh, awesome. Good. I'm excited to do this one. I think this is gonna turn out nice, hopefully, anyways. What you been up to? Cherry, thank you for the gifts. I didn't see that. I'm sorry, but thank you so much. I appreciate it. Slim, have you been doing anything fun or interesting? Not much sculpting fan arts as usual. That's awesome. Man, I love your videos so much. They always seem to do super, super well too, which is really cool. Looks like a lot of time goes into them in a positive way, just like a lot of time and attention. They're very well done. I like seeing other people's process, so I'm just here creeping. You're good. No worries. No worries. Normally I'm a little more descriptive, but today I'm just kind of chilling. I think I'm gonna do a lot of bifurcating. That's gonna make it look nice. I've got snapping turned on so that we can kind of crawl over the other vines here, kind of building from the bottom up, and you can kind of just see how they climb on top of each other. It just snaps to the surface of the model, whatever it's over. Let's make some of these a little thicker. There we go. That's good. We should do some like that, just to speed up this process a little. I like the idea of this one. Let's starting kind of thick, but let's clone it. And we'll throw one right here. Let's bring this over here. Actually, let's not go back down for 3D printing purposes, but we will come over here. We can go more or less straight. That'll be able to 3D print no problem. Yes, I am going to print this out. Pretty much everything I do now, Slam, I'm doing for the purpose of 3D printing. Specifically, I'm trying to do things that I think will be fairly sellable because I put them on my Patreon and then let people sell them. So I try to do things that are sellable, even though I'm not selling them. Okay, let's do this a little thinner. And this thinner still. That's why I did bookends. I did a mug holder. I don't know if you saw that. It's gonna be hard to see in the lighting, but it's like a monster can holder. Cherry, thank you for the roses. I appreciate you. Yeah, but it's like a can holder. A mimic D&D monster type deal. Let's work on this real quick. Let's make one very thick, just to change it up a bit. I want the base of it to be coming through here, and we'll chop that out soon. Let's make it jump up, come over. What state are you based out of, if you don't mind me asking? I'm in Florida. I don't mind at all. Let's turn snapping back on. Whoops. Make it kind of wavy. Wonder if we make this one climb way back in to the bowl. It might not make sense to go too far down because that will be filled with dirt. Are you guys dealing with the repercussions of the 80-foot wave in the Atlantic right now? No, we're not. We are not. I don't know. The only thing I've heard of, I work with somebody who has a lot of family. I don't know if this is the same thing. I didn't really know exactly what was happening, but I have somebody who has family in Russia and Ukraine, and he said like thousands of homes from where he's originally from are just completely and utterly flooded out. Multiple thousands. I don't know if that's the same thing though, I don't know. He told me it was because of ice melting. Oh wow. Yeah, no, I knew nothing about that. Is your home okay, Cherry? Or wherever you're staying, is everything all right? She is. And I'm actually probably going to go ahead and head out here in a moment too. It's going to come together fairly quick. Let's make this, watch this. we're gonna make this quite thick here. And I'm going to make this actually thinner at the base. Let's make it jump in. Turn snapping back on. Whoops. That new X-ray feature is amazing. Alright, let's see. Yes, I'm a school bus driver and we've had to cancel a few days due to extreme flooding and downed trees. Glad I got to see you. Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad everything's alright with your home, though. Slam, thank you so much. You have a great night as well. You have a great night, too. Let's skinny this off. Yeah, we'll be wrapping up here in just a moment. Let's bring this forward this way, up the arm. I like that. I might make this disappear right into here. I love seeing the functional stuff. Hope I got some time freed up soon to print them. That's awesome, Nature Goblin. How are you doing? I've been doing quite a few functional things. I don't know if you saw the Dragon bookends. I was posting them in a lot of groups on Facebook. And I did a can holder, trying to do a lot of stuff that is easily sellable for people who like selling. Oh yeah, you're on the Patreon too, so you saw it on there. Yeah, the Mimic can holder. I did the Dragon bookends. So I've got these. And I'm making them, what I'm making now, I'm trying to make it easily printable on a filament printer. So this was printed on filament. And now I'm doing this nature looking planter. Been swamped at work with the Fallout show launch and just got a second storefront. That's so awesome. I didn't know Fallout was doing a show. I'm gonna have to look into that. Hubby wants me to tell you an architect's desk light will save your eyes. Very dimmable. I have to look at that. This light will save your eyes. I have to look at that for sure. I don't know what that is. Okay guys, keep it up, man. Your streams are always great. Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate you. John Munoz, welcome. I'm probably gonna go ahead and wrap up here for now. You all have a good night too. I'm gonna look into that, Cherry. I'm gonna look into an architect's desk light and see what is being talked about. Have a great night, guys. I will probably see you tomorrow.